Hello, my culture again, and today, guys, I'm here doing an anime review, and my review is to Boku no Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 7, guys. And before I get into it, I've got to say, as you guys know from my last review, I was feeling sick. Unfortunately, right now, I'm actually coughing a lot more. I've got a cold now as well, so sorry if I sound a bit weird in this review, but I digress. Let's get into the review of Boku no Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 7, or My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 7. So let's get into it. So guys, in this review of Boku no Hero Academia, oh my gosh, the fights. Now, the first fight, Midori and Shinjo, I think I say his name, wasn't too epic, mainly because we now know what Shinjo's ability is. Like, I assumed it was some form of mental ability or some form of mind control, brainwashing, and I was right. It was brainwashing. Technically, it's mind control as well, but either way, it's brainwashing. So, he has the ability to brainwash. And just seeing that, oh my fucking hell, that is actually a strong ability to have, to brainwash as a villain. Villains, don't forget, they're actually smarter than most people think. Why do you think a hero recognizes them as their mortal enemy? Maybe because they know villains are smarter than they look. And from sometimes how they act. They are smarter than what they are. And because as they're smarter, that means they're smarter than a fucking hero. Most heroes are actually more dumb compared to villains. That's unfortunately the sad truth about heroes and villains. Villains are usually smarter when heroes are more brawn, or you could say dumber. Like, they're more stupid. Like, why do you think most heroes that end up being the greatest heroes in the world usually end up being also the most stupidest and most dumbest people in the world? Maybe because of, unfortunately, there's no denying it, power does come from physical abilities, and most people can't deny, very dumb people have very good athletic abilities. Like, a cliche thing, unfortunately, that is the case. Like, why do you think you get cliche moments where you see the strong dude being super dumb, and you see the very weak dude being fucking smart? It just shows you that, unfortunately, that's a cliche thing. Strong dude being dumb, and the weak dude being, well, of course, smart. And that similar thing when it comes to being a hero and a villain. A villain, unfortunately, most of the time, they lose. That means they're the weakest side of they're weak. But that's only on a physical standpoint. But when it comes to actually smartness, because you really think about it, a lot of hero series, usually every time the hero wins, it's usually out of plot armor or out of controlled overwhelming power. But not from actually thinking outside of the box and actually thinking about how to get out of it. Like, not think about the strategy to get out of it for all the time. When it comes to the villains, they actually do think about it. Unfortunately, as they have to think about it, they also have to calculate if they actually can pull it off. Like, if they might figure out, actually, a lot of villains actually do figure out how to get out of a certain situation. But the only reason why they can't get out of it was mainly because of their physical abilities. And again, most villains are very weak, unfortunately, when it comes to their physical prowess. And because of that, they unfortunately get defeated a lot easier against someone who actually has very strong abilities. And like I said, smartness can't really beat strength. Unfortunately, it can't. The reason why it can't beat strength, mainly because, like I said, thinking takes time, but strength can come in an instant. And that's the problem. And unfortunately, speed, out of everything, speed has the most dominant factor when it comes to a lot of things. Especially when it comes to fighting, running, or any other work, or any other things that involves physical prowess. Also, don't forget, guys, when it comes to typing, when it comes to office work, don't forget, you have deadlines. That means you're timed. And what do you think works well with time stuff? Speed. Speed does very well with timed-based stuff. That means a lot of times, even comes to physical abilities, speed will always be the top thing. What do you think a lot of the world records, like all the world records in the world, are based on time? Like, I don't think is there any world record that doesn't involve times? Like, the minutes? Like, does it not involve that? And as it involves times, doesn't it also involve speed? Like I said, that just shows you speed has time and speed. I should really say, why do you have got the speed of light? Time and space. Like, why do you think those are all classified as the most dominant factors? Because, like I said, they have superiority at everything. And unfortunately, as speed is a physical prowess, think about that. To gain physical abilities, you need to have some form of speed within you. Even if you're fucking slow, usually, you still got massive strength. And what comes with massive strength is that you have a heavy body. Most people, I don't think anyone with muscle, people with muscle, don't forget, while their weight will also be classified from their muscle, because don't forget, muscle still has some form of weight. Not much weight, of course, but they still have a lot of weight. But, as they do have weight, the impact from it, if you swing it down, it will go fast. The overall movement might be slow, but once it connects, it's fast as hell. They can wipe you out in an instant. Like I said, you might be able to be movie fast, but that just shows you, a lot of things, speed comes involved. And of course, like I said, the most strongest person can be, unfortunately, get defeated by someone who's just only fast. Like I said, maybe because speed, the most important about speed is that you need to move. If you can move, you can be even more faster than someone who's got absolute strength with good speed. Good speed against someone who's got super speed, it's not good. Even if you get someone who's got super strength and good speed, it won't be good enough. Against a normal strength person, someone with super strength and good speed will outbeat this person who only has super strength. But, like I said, unfortunately with Shinsho's case, the reason why he has a disadvantage is because, of course, his combat ability. But you don't forget also, with combat ability comes speed at the same time. I know I'm talking about speed a lot, but it does come into a great factor when it comes to combat. Combat, unfortunately, the main key goal, surprisingly, is your speed. If you got good speed, unless you're able to time it. If you're able to time it, you're able to predict where the next step will go. But the thing is, if you're able to predict the time, the speed, you need to also get there at the right moment. And of course, that means you need to at least be fast enough. Fast enough. Maybe not as fast as that person is going, but fast enough to know the timing of the speed. And if you know the timing of the speed and the way they're going to land, you need to be at least timed enough. You need to be at least time yourself in speed-wise enough to get there so you know when the next hit is going to come. And block it. So that's what comes to the advantage about current speed in combat. And with Shinzo, his ability to brainwash. And how this works is that if he asks a question or something like that and you answer him, he can brainwash you instantly. And the only way to get out of that brainwash is some form of physical impact. Lucky Midori's case, even though In Midori's case, he has some of a vision from the previous owners of All For One. Thanks to those previous owners, those visions of the previous owners for All For One, he was able to somewhat snap out of it for a bit, so he can move his fingers to give us that physical impact he needs, and he wakes up from the mind control. And as he knows, thanks to the other guy, like, I don't know his name. What is his name again? Sasho? I can't remember his name. But yeah, Shu, I think it's Shu. But his name, pretty much, thanks to him giving information about that's his quirk ability, he was able to know what to come now and expect. And of course, Midori wins because of his overall fighting ability. And like I said, the overall fight is not really that epic, but I gotta say, it was definitely a good fight when it comes to just a regular combat and mental status. And also know when to survive against an attack through brainwashing. Now with Shinjo's case, like I said, it's brainwashing. His brainwash does have the ability, unfortunately, to become a good villain. He does actually have the ability to become a good villain. But the thing is, people will suspect that. And unfortunately, as it's suspected, people will, of course, tell him that you'll be a fucking awesome villain, man, with that ability, with that quirk. You become an easy villain. And that's the thing. He didn't like that. He never really liked that when people said that. Even though they mentioned that his quirk is awesome, they meant it as awesome as on the evil standpoint. They don't mean it as a hero standpoint. And that means he felt jealous for people who got quirks that people recognize straight away that they'll become a great hero. They will become a fantastic hero. Unfortunately, in Shinjo's case, he never got that praise, and he was jealous for anybody who was, like I said, who got abilities like that, who got able to go to hero course. Because the only reason why he couldn't go to hero course, because the test into the hero course was all practically physical, and his ability only works on living creatures, and we all know the test is based on robots who have no mental physical capability of getting controlled by the mind. And because of that, his quirk was useless, and we also know that his physical prowess is weak. That means, of course, brute strength ends up beating him overall. Now, at the end of the episode, and unfortunately because of that, he ends up losing against Midori. But Midori understands why Shinjo is going through this, because don't forget, Midori was originally in that situation before that. He figured he was useless because he didn't have a quirk that he didn't actually have a quirk, to be more exact. Like, he felt it more than Shinjo did, because he actually had no quirk. So obviously, though, he's going to feel it a bit more. He's going to feel a bit more disheartened than Shinjo did, but he understands where Shinjo is coming from, because he's been through a similar or exactly the same thing he did. But, Midori was blessed, not because he was born for it, but he's blessed that the people around him were able to support him, and of course, All Might given the ability of All For One. Now, at the end of the episode, we got a chance to see the fight between Takeru and, Tape Dude. I'm gonna call him Tape Dude, because that's what pretty much he used, tapes. But I gotta say, he seriously does Tokoro does definitely have a serious grudge against his father. Like, we already know the reason why he has a grudge of his father, but man, he needs to control that grudge down, because he didn't meant, like, when he was fighting him, he won the match instantly, like, just a few seconds after it started. After Tape Dude grabbed him with his tape, he used his ice ability and froze the entire stadium. Like, he froze the entire stadium. Well, he could have froze the entire stadium. Like, not every part of the stadium was frozen, but he froze a large chunk of the stadium. Including the MC, including the, play-by-play, people. Like, he was able to freeze them, like, oh my god. And he told Tape Dude, I'm sorry for what I didn't mean it. But overall, he won the match because of that, and yeah, everybody saw what happened. Now, let's go back to Shinjo. At the end of Shinjo's match against Midori, people realized how good his ability is, how much he actually made Midori nearly lose. Like, don't forget, Midori at the beginning of the episode, who was about to lose, other than having to move out, jump out of the stadium before Midori snapped out of it, Midori could have lost if he didn't snap out of it. That means Shinjo could have won. And that's what everybody was praising him for, and the actual heroes and people on his course he's on, General Studies course, praised him and said, that's a good ability to become a hero, and of course, he has some form of closure from that. But overall, I got to say, this episode was definitely a good episode, and animation quality and it's definitely good as well, but not much action. I got to say, not really much action, but the overall episode was definitely good. And yeah, that's all I got to say. Anyway guys, that's my review to Boku no Hero Academia Season 2 Episode 7, guys. Or My Hero Academia Season 2 Episode 7. If guys, I can become a fans today. If guys, there's a fair bit down below. My and yeah. Hope guys, okay, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys!